So I'd love to talk about like the revenue journey because I think when you were at Helpshift, you basically got the company to around 10 million ARR, and from my understanding, it was mainly like big enterprise deals you were working. Is that right? Can you paint a picture of how that all kind of worked in the early days?
Yeah. So our first year was just get 100 customers, right? Literally, that was 2011. In 2012, my founder said, "Hey, we have to start thinking about Series A, and we need to be a million in ARR." And I'm like, "Okay, all of these 100 people has to give us $10,000." Guess what? Nobody gave us. All those 100 people didn't give us $10,000. But because we had some early traction in this gaming vertical, we got introduced to Supercell. And Supercell at that time was building this new game. They were a Zendesk customer, and they were like, okay, Helpshift brought in the whole support experience inside the game. So you never left the game. It was not an email. Even the response that you were going to get back from your support team was sent as a push notification. They really liked it. And right in October, they signed a pilot for 3 months. And I said, I'm going to come to you in early January to see if you would want to sign a deal. I got there early January, and they signed a deal, and it was a million ARR for one game. And then I literally called my CEO and said, I think we can get a Series A now, can we? So that was the Series A journey. And then from there, I think we organically just realized is that the larger the size of the company, the larger the size of the app, because it was somewhat of a B2B2C model, right? If you don't have a lot of consumers of your app, then you don't have a support problem. And if you're not doing in-app purchases, then again, you don't have a support problem because in-app purchases was one of the best ways. So we quickly realized that all these social apps are out of questions. It's an advertising model. Nobody's going to pay us. So we looked at who is selling the most inside the apps. And we had news companies like Zeit app, Flipboard, Pulse. They all became customers because they just launched some kind of a subscription tier. And then it was mostly mobile gaming that was huge for us. So second year, we went from 1 to 4. Third year, we went from 4 to 8. In the fourth year, we actually slowed down and we had our first hit of churn. And that was my first learning that mostly in the third year, all your first year customers are going to be churning or would like to, or want to churn because you've not delivered on their promises and you have literally failed them for 2 years of renewals, making promises. So we went from, we were supposed to be a 10 million ARR company, but we had 2 million in churn. So we ended up, so bookings was high, but ARR came low. And that's when we got a professional CEO. And then in the next 6 months, we went from 10 to 18. And so we can talk a little bit more about how we went from 10 to 18. But the journey from, I think the more rewarding journey was from 1 to 8 because building quotas, setting up territories, segmenting customers, figuring out what is an SMB motion versus what is a mid-market motion, different pricing structures. I think that, in a way, that taught us and made me ready for, Airbase and now TeamOhana, but also made the company ready to tackle that next leap when Linda came in, right? So yeah, I think, when I left the company, we were an 18 million ARR company and it took us 4.5 years to get there.